Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another episode of the After Game Night podcast, a podcast where we get to talk about all the board game related stuff. Yes, we know you're your favorite. So please, for this week, let's bring our co-host, Mr. Mask Maple. Please come to the stage.
I almost don't do that, but I just try to do my best this particular Monday because I take it as a new chance to start again.
Start
How-
again. I mean, every
yeah,
Monday is a new chance to start again. That's a
y-
beautiful phrase
that's
from
the
Mr.
thing,
Mask Maple.
That's the thing. I almost think that I hate Monday so much that it's lack of attitude, it's a lack of energy, but it's just the thing that keeps me alive. So I'm
It's
good.
a
I'm
fresh
good.
start.
It's a fresh start, but starting this hour, this particular time of the day, like fresh start from now,
Monday start at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. EST.
Eastern Time.
Don't forget, yes.
EST. Yes,
Thank you
exactly.
for that.
So
Yeah,
how are you
thank you.
doing today? How is
Thank you.
this week starting out
I
for you?
I know, I know. I've been saying this for a long, long time, but I just feel like if I'm alive,
It's a success.
it's a success, big success. And I'm also tired, and I'm also trying to play a board game once in a week, which is perhaps the topic to talk during the podcast. So I'm good.
Yeah,
I can't complain more. I would like to
fair
complain
enough.
more, but I cannot. I cannot. Yes. So how
Life is
about
good
you?
then.
I always think that your introductions are the most soft, but the seductive introductions from all of us. So I'm the wildest. Adri is the most creative, and you're like the essential part of the company.
What?
Yeah, yeah, like
No,
yeah,
I
bring it
just
to
get
the
really
stage.
close to the podcast
Yeah,
and I
ASMR.
talk.
You
I
always
talk to
do
your
this
ear.
ASMR. I
I
always think
whisper
like
to your.
yes, it's like chills
Very
in my
nice.
body. Like I don't want to be there, but at the same time, I would like to be there.
That's so funny.
I'm
Well,
talking
I'm
about
doing good. I'm doing
talk,
good. We
uh
missed last week. We the
because
all the
life.
hosts were everywhere. People were everywhere. And in my
Mm,
case, I went for a conference to Texas as part of
oh,
my, what I do in my
mm-hmm.
daily daytime job. And yeah, it was
Right.
good. It was good. But because of the travel, I was out for like about 4 days, so I didn't get a chance to I had if I have this much chance to play a board game in my normal week, I had even less chance to play a board game during that week.
mm, mm,
But we kept the games going on Board Game Arena for sure, so we can talk about some of those. But from the
yeah.
previous week, I didn't get a chance since we didn't do it last week. But finally,
Mhm.
Hale and I finished our campaign of Charterstone. It
No,
only
you
took us 3 years.
3 years.
Three
So
years.
how did you manage to you know like keep playing for 3 years the same game? Like
Yeah,
you know
dedication, dedication, boy.
no, because if you had dedication, you finish the game in
In a week,
a month.
in a
I mean,
month.
I'm not, and I'm exaggerating. So for that's totally a lack of commitment. But I
Yeah,
mean, I'm
I
glad
mean,
that you finished. But at the same
yeah,
time,
we're glad that we finished too. We felt like a big success. We are like yes, because we had the box like not with the rest of the collection. We had it more accessible so that it will be easier to play. So we had it like almost on the front door. Um,
okay,
but because of adulting, there is never
I know
time or energy to play. But well, the other thing I gotta
both.
say, another reason we were a bit
Mhm.
behind on completing Charterstone is because we're also playing another campaign at the same time, which is the Lord of the Rings Journeys Through Middle Earth.
Oh,
We will play one week
really?
Charterstone, the next week Lords of the Rings, but we kind of stopped both of them, and then finally we were like, okay, you know what, we need to finish at least one of them, and that's why we push hard to finish Charterstone this year.
So
Have you played Charterstone?
no, I have not. I have not, unfortunately. But I mean, I just want to understand this clearly. So you played both campaigns at the same time,
Right.
and you just finished this one and you left the other one
Yeah, we were like,
pause.
oh man.
So for how long you've been putting the pause the other one? I don't.
Oh, it's
I'm
been.
just
I think
curious.
the other one. I think the other one where I don't know exactly how many like scenarios there are in
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Rings space game,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
but we have played like 8 of them. And if it's similar to Charterstone, which is 12 scenarios, then I guess we're 75% done.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
75% down the other one, the
the
Lord of the
other one.
Rings.
Charterstone 100%.
And I mean, and for how long you have been putting the other one in pause? Like,
Probably a
be
year.
honest. Don't be
Probably a
scared.
year. Probably 1 year
Wow.
because
Wow.
I think we started almost at the same time,
Mm.
like Charterstone and Lord of the Rings, because the
Okay.
idea was that we will play every Wednesday.
Okay.
1 week Charterstone, next week Lord of the Rings, and so on.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
then at some point we became parents and everything changed.
Okay. So
Yeah,
that's your excuse that you
that
had
is the
priorities.
yes.
It was a change in
Hmm.
priorities.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. That I can understand because I suffered the same thing. That's something that I starting. But even though I always try to at least keep playing something.
Yeah.
Now I find it more difficult nowadays
Hmm.
because I think as the kids growing,
Yeah.
it's like this, mathematician relations between time, free time that you had, and parenthood. So
Yeah.
as the child's the children start growing, I think the available time that you have for you and your partner is less. I
Agree.
think. I don't know if there is a some kind of
I
formula or whatever, but I'm pretty sure the science could prove that.
see
Anyhow,
it.
so I also can, I mean, I understand that sometimes you have to put some games in pause. That's why also one of the things I don't like these kind of games very much, because it really needs you really need commitment to complete that.
That's true. I mean, it's not like we didn't play any other game, right? We will play
Hmm.
other games that are
Right.
not campaign games. So
Hmm.
that was another reason, like that it got delayed so much because even if we had the opportunity to play a board game, we will play a different board game instead of the campaign.
Hmm. Now, my example here is, and now I also have an excuse for that because we were playing Gloomhaven,
There's no
or
excuse for not playing Gloomhaven.
there is, let me tell you what it is at least. So
Okay.
we were playing Gloomhaven, and the idea was at the beginning, it was like no idea how to play and whatever.
Hmm.
And
And what?
then we figured it out that we can manage, we have like my wife and I, we were playing here at home, and then we have another couple of friends that were living in Los Angeles, not Los Angeles, San Diego.
San
So
Diego.
we connected, I don't know, for a quite long, every Friday night to
Nice.
play the campaign. So what we did is we just put the camera on top of the board.
Yep.
We both had, so we found a way
No
to
way.
play because only one car was read, so so it was fun. We'll enjoy it. It has
Yeah,
the
it's a bit extra work, but it
it,
functions.
yeah,
It,
it worked. It worked. Yeah, I mean, totally. But then again, life and um, some things
more board
happen.
games.
No, no, no. It
No,
was something related with my friends. I don't want to go more in deep, but it was something
we're leaving
there.
this for the chismecito. Okay,
Yes,
okay, very
exactly.
nice.
Ooh, I'm for the exclusive because I know if my
Exclusive.
friends are listening this, they will kill me. But, but let's just put it this way: we have to stop the campaign like forever.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and
Forever.
we now had this dilemma because for the time we played the game, we really enjoy it.
Hmm.
So we didn't want to just stop or get rid of the game because we really wanted to know. But now the dilemma here was if we find another couple or another friends, or we wait for my daughter to grown up enough to play with us, things like that. So we
Yeah.
just keep the big box there with the hope that at some point we will retake it. I don't think we will retake it.
Mhm.
I think at this point is has been passed enough time to begin the things from the
Yeah,
beginning,
you
and it will
forgot.
not and it will not feel like, no, we haven't, because we pretty much forgot all the things that happened already. So even the history, I mean, I have some ideas and memories about the story and some side quests and stuff like that,
Hmm.
but honestly I don't remember most of the
Yep.
things that I used to know back the day when we played weekly. And so yeah, we probably that, but also the couple of friends that always come, or not almost, because you will know about this week, but the group of friends that we have on Fridays, I think we are more focused on playing different type of games, but and we will have to spend the whole night playing that specific game, and we will
Yeah.
have to spend like months to complete the whole game with them in order to, and we will have to put the rest of the games on hold. So it's
Yeah.
difficult. It's a difficult choice.
Yeah.
It's a difficult
Playing
call.
Gloomhaven, it's a lifestyle for sure.
Yeah,
You have
yeah,
to give
yeah,
up. You have to give
yeah.
up playing many,
hmm
many other games.
So I think at some point the only option we have is that my wife and I will have to play it by ourselves, just the campaign.
Or you can play
And
solo.
no, I don't like to play solo. No, I
You
don't
can
have the
play,
courage.
they have the small version, the buttons and bugs
Oh
that
yeah,
came
yeah,
out
yeah,
this year.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
solo game.
We
It's like
we
a
ta-
miniature solo
I talk
Gloomhaven.
about the game, but because you never listened to me, you didn't remember I talk about. I was the
You did
one who
remember.
I was the one that brought that game into these conversations here.
I
You
remember.
always forget. No, you don't.
No, I remember
Anyway.
March 24th. I remember I was there.
I was there when the game wasn't even released.
Episode 76.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So yeah, probably that will be the path that we will have to follow in order to
I see.
complete the campaign. But well, that's another subject. Like
Hmm.
we mentioned, I think in one of the earliest episodes of this podcast, Gloomhaven deserves a specific episode, an entire episode to discuss the entire universe, and it
Gloomhaven.
will be fun as well. Yeah, so probably
It
at
will
some
be.
point we'll put that conversation aside. We spent just enough time talking about Gloomhaven, and before we forget and move forward, I just want to point out that even when you are this special part in this podcast, the essential part of this podcast, you forgot a very important point for today's episode, that our friend Adri is not here.
Our
It's
friend
not that
Andrew is
we're
not here. What?
it's not that we are not or we are waiting this whole time to bring her in.
I thought we were
It's not that.
waiting.
No,
Are you sure?
unfortunately, not. Yes.
I left the door open,
I think
just in case.
you didn't read the memo that
Oh
the office,
man,
yeah, that the HR department of this podcast sent out earlier today, that she
we
will
can't
not be
have a
able to join
chismecito
us.
section without her.
I know, and
I'm sorry, beautiful people.
we will only
You're stuck with our chismecito. Low
will
quality
talk lies, because she is the only trustful part of
source.
this podcast. Yes,
Hmm.
but well, you will have fun. That's the compensation in compensation for the truth.
Yeah, yeah,
So anyway, yeah. So we'll miss her in this episode, but life
we will.
needs to go on, and we'll probably will have her the next week. But anyway, yeah. So that's, and now that you talk about the game that you played,
She's in the
uh,
chat talking about her. Adri,
you
are
said,
you making sure that we don't mess this up? That's
no, yeah,
appreciated.
you say she said this one. So the people will see that we are not lying. So she's saying that, sorry, I couldn't make it.
She's safe. She's alive.
So
Don't worry.
nobody is in person her.
Yes,
Is the one and only Wonder Meeple Adri, who is
exactly.
saying sorry for not being here tonight, but but she is here. I mean,
She's with us.
with us,
Very
and
nice.
yeah, totally. So yeah, like I said, unfortunately, because we all have daylight, what daylight, not some just day job, and we have to pay the rent and stuff like that. My friends that normally comes over to play games on
This week.
Fridays will they couldn't make it
Okay.
last Friday, so
Sad.
we missed that
Game
particular
night.
game night. But the good thing is, as we have those friends, we also have another couple of friends, and
Ooh,
we
lots
were
of friends.
out to visit on Saturday, and we played some light games. So I can share
Okay.
that part with you.
Yes,
So one
please.
of the games we played was Inside Job. I don't know if you have played
It
or
sounds
heard about the game.
familiar, but I don't remember it.
So that game, Inside Job, is a game. It's a trick taking game with
Hmm.
a twist.
A
So the twist
twist.
in with the twist in of that game is that you will have like hidden roles, right? So
Hmm.
the hidden roles will be like, if depending on the number of players um, you have in the game, you could have like one insider, and the rest of the the, the players will be the agents. So
Hmm.
basically, it's very interesting the way the game works at this point, because even when you are playing cards in a trick-taking fashion game, like
Hmm.
a one
Oh,
player.
it looks very similar to the quest.
Yeah, pretty much, yes. And if you have played the Quest, you kind of have an idea of this one. But the Quest has the fully cooperative game, right?
Right. And
In
this.
this game, one it's like two teams, pretty much.
Okay.
The base game is two teams. One is one person as the insider trying to sabotage the missions,
Mm.
but here's the thing: you can um, trying to make up your playing uh, you know, by playing different cards to sabotage the mission, or
Mhm.
maybe you don't have the intention to sabotage the mission, but you don't have any other cards to play, and you have to
Right.
mess up the mission.
So you have to
So
blend in with the other people.
exactly right. So
Nice.
that's the interesting part, the most interesting part that I find in this game.
How
And
many players did you play at?
four players, and I think
And
it's
how
up
did it
to.
feel?
It feels nice. It feels nice. I think with one more player, it will make it
Better.
even better. But it was fun, and my friends,
Nice.
we had a really nice time, and they wanted to play at least two more games of this one because you play really quick. So
Right.
we played three times, and the last time we played, the game also includes like this variant gameplay when there is not only agents and insider, but also it's a specific role. So that way, if you have a specific role,
Spice
you
it up.
can exactly you can change role in the middle of the game, or you have a specific objectives, specific ways to win the game. So it's different. It is one of the things that I also really appreciate on this small box game. It's just cards trying to play wisely while
Mhm.
also playing. If you are playing as the insider, so you have to make up your play up to your plays and your cards the way you try to avoid the suspicious from other players. So that's one of the games we played. Was really fun. The other game that we played, hold on. We also had the chance to play this what is the name? I just forgot. This always happened to me, but because that's the last one, the last game we played. The other two games we played.
Spicy.
No, it wasn't spicy. What was the other game we played? Oh, I remember now what was. It was the Rainier Knizia. What's Knizia game?
Doctor.
Mm. No, Sunrise Lane. Sunrise Lane.
Sunrise Line.
Have you played that one? Have you heard about that one?
Nope. Nope.
I
I
I I, I
understand it's like the
it's
sequel
ticket.
or the next
No,
uh, Ticket to
It's
Ride.
it's a Ticket to Ride version, make it correctly. So yeah, if you really think that Ticket to Ride is a good game, and of course you're wrong. So you have this alternative Sunrise Lane. Very very intrigued. Intrigued now. It's just a fast game when you are trying to build houses on
Mm.
top of your same color of yours, and you make points just for building on specific spaces around the board. So really
Okay.
fast game, really easy to learn. It's just for fun. I mean, you can have some strategies and try to do blah blah blah. This is luck dependent. We will talk about that later because that's the main topic of this episode. And I think this game
How
fits
long
on
was
that
the
description.
yeah, how long was the match or the game?
I think it was 30 minutes, probably.
Okay.
It was a really, really
Wow,
fast
that's
game.
fast.
Yep.
Yeah, for four
Mhm.
players.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. Because the turns are really fast. Either you take cards or you build buildings. That's it.
Mm.
And it's really fast, really fast.
Okay.
You move really fast around the table. Yeah, that was the second game we played, and Inside Job. I think there were the only two. Probably we are missing one more, but I don't remember it right now. So yeah, I think for some reason I forgot. Maybe I didn't like it. Anyway,
Mm.
uh, yeah, those were the games that I play. I had the chance to play. I also play some games with my daughter. The kiddos game. Uh,
Hmm.
but I think for now, I just wanted to share those with the beautiful audience, as you call them.
Of course, they are beautiful audience. They're the
Some of
beautiful
them, not all of
people.
them. Some of them, not all of them.
100%. The people
Mm.
that watch us are beautiful. The people that are not
Who
beautiful, they
knows?
don't watch us. Easy, easy as that. That's it. All
Mhm.
right, excellent. So even though there were
Woo.
some difficulties being an adult and it's been a
Mhm.
while, we still managed to get
Mhm.
some games to the table somehow.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
so I think we
That's
can
what
move
keeps
on
us
to
alive.
the main dish,
The
the
main
main
dish.
event. Today we're gonna be talking about luck, luck in board games, and more specifically, randomness.
Randomness. Yes, sir.
How different random mechanisms
Mhm.
are applied in board games, and the most common one is dice. You roll the dice and see what happens. You have 1 out of 6 chances. Normally there are different
Mhm.
different sizes for dice. Other ways to introduce luck is by having a deck of cards, and then you shuffle and then you draw, and that's what you get. um, there are other ones like we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, like back building, where you put all these tokens inside the back, and then you shuffle and draw one of them. I feel like
Mhm.
there is there is a difference, I think, between rolling a dice and drawing a card, or taking deck building or back building, because once you take out that card or that token, that token's out, right? That possibility is not going to be there for the next draw. Whereas
Mhm.
with a dice, you can roll one multiple times, even if you already rolled a one.
Mhm.
Uh, so what's your favorite? How do you like your luck in games?
Well, first of all, I think randomness it's a quite delicate topic because I think it's within the essence of board games, in general games,
Right.
right? Um, Even when you think that this classic thought that Euro games are more or out of randomness,
Right.
and the Marys are 100%, or they're more, you know, um, they're more into these randomness
Strategic.
things like that. No, this is
No.
for heroes. I'm
Right.
talking about the Marys. So the Marys
Oh,
are
I
more
see.
like combat and
Roll the
theme
dice and
instead of.
see who rolls higher. That's kind of like
But
the classic.
I think for all type of games, the randomness and the luck is involved, and it has to be there,
Yeah.
right? Because that's what makes the game. I mean, even when you have like a really elaborate strategy, that really helps because that's also part of the game. When
Mhm.
you have games that invites you to strategize a lot, that's really
Right.
good. I mean, it also depends on the taste, right? But
Yes.
even when those games, when you have to the chance to strategize in advance, 2 or 3 turns in advance, or try to mechanism or create a mechanism in your tableau or in your hand, whatever the mechanic you are playing, the luck and the randomness needs to be there, because that's what you feel, the intensity or the feeling of playing something, because it's the
Well,
game
I
at the end
mean,
of the day, right?
yes, yeah. For example, what about the classic example of non-random games will be chess, right? People say
Okay.
that chess has no luck,
Hmm.
therefore no randomness. I guess the most randomness, or whatever some people can perceive as random, is your opponent, right? Your opponent inputs the randomness into the game
Right.
towards you, and you have to
Hmm.
adapt to that. But is it randomness, or is it like a decision made by your opponent?
I think that is a topic that we have to leave to the academy that defines
this is
this
this
word.
is
I think it's a
hardcore
thin,
analytics.
very thin line between what we think and
Oh,
what
that's
it
right.
is. I don't know,
The
but
facts.
that is one of the examples that I wanted. I mean, I totally forgot that, and it's a classic example. Chess and all these games, when you think randomness is out of the equation,
Yes.
and you just have to play with your, but even though when you play, you have a strategy in your mind, or an opening strategy, but as you mentioned, it also depends on the other player. Even when you have the best strategy, if your opponent has a better one, I mean, that mess up with you.
Yeah.
But let's focus 100% on the
Random.
modern uh, games, or the game, because if we think on randomness, in the other side, on the other side of randomness, there are these games when you only throw the dice, and that's the game. I'm talking
Right.
about you, Monopoly, things like that, that you only throw the dice and it's 100%. There is no way that you can control your luck at all.
Yeah.
It's just what it is, and you're screwed. But those games, I mean, at the beginning, you find it fun. You find fun. When I was young, when I was a child, those kind of games were the best games for me, because they were I found some kind of fun on those
Hmm.
games. I found
Hmm.
it very fun, and I thought that they were like, we were spending, even when you have this frustration at some point, because you have a lot of I think also the same thing. The high is the randomness, the high is the frustration.
Or excitement.
But frustration at the same time. Well, yeah, it depends. Yeah, are you right? Yeah.
It's a very high and lows with dice,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Right, right. But let's say, as the years passed, and the designers came out with these new mechanics to control somehow, or to mitigate the randomness, this is when the games, jumped or to the next level. So let's
Mhm.
say, for instance, when you have to throw the dice, but you have like a token or a card or something, an extra element that can give you an extra roll, or modify your throw by one, by two, blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
So those kind of games I honestly like it the most, because there is, even when there is a luck involved, you still have the chance to
You improve your odds,
control, exactly,
right?
improve your odds at the end, right? But still, you think that, okay, I'm 100% positive that even if I throw poorly, I have the enough cards of the enough things that will make
Mhm.
me have a good chances to acquire what I need, or whatever.
Yep, yep.
So that's also part of the new games, or the games that came after these first wave or board games. And
Hmm.
then we have what we have right now.
Yep,
We
yep.
have new mechanics that you mentioned, the back buildings, the we were talking about also the push your luck games, which
Hmm.
also there are a lot of randomness and a lot of luck involved, because you have the, but even though in those kind of games, I think it depends on the scenario or the group of people that you're playing with. I have
Yep.
found a lot of good push your luck games that I have spent a really good time with friends, just for fun, because I think
Hmm.
those games
Hmm.
are just for fun. Not that the other ones are
Yeah, you're
not
making
fun,
it sound like the your
but
games are not fun.
but I mean, I don't know if that happened to you as
What
well.
you mean
But
is relaxing. It's for relaxing.
but with the other ones, you spend more time thinking and stressing a little bit more.
Working.
Yeah, you're working. I don't know why
You put
I don't
in
know
your
why we
you put in
like
your
war games like that. I
we
don't know
love
why we
it.
like those kind of war games. Yeah, it's war games, not board games. They're
Work
war games. War
games.
games. We need a shirt that say, "I don't like. I hate board games. I rather prefer war games."
I only like work games.
I only war. Yeah. And if you like the Ameris, you're wrong. Um, but I think from all these randomness in the board games, I think the one that I enjoy the most is when you still have a little bit of control. I still don't like
Okay.
the like for instance, one of the games, the first game that I found, oh my god, this is really good. Even when you throw dice, is
Mhm.
Castles of Burgundy.
Okay.
You have Castles of Burgundy, and then you, at some point, even when you die, it gives you a lot of
Oh,
choices.
I gotta say,
Mhm. Wow.
since we're talking about that one, I don't
Mhm,
remember where I saw it, if it was a blog or a video, but
mhm,
there's two type of randomness in board games like that. There is randomness where you make a decision and then you roll to see what happens,
mhm.
or you roll to see what happens and then you
Mm,
take an action based on the outcome. so
okay.
so you have,
Mhm,
your action will not be affected later. Whatever you
okay.
decided will happen, but you are affected by the previous
Outcome.
randomness, by the
Okay.
input, right. It's the input random versus output random.
Okay.
And usually out having randomness at the beginning, it feels better because it's not gonna affect
Hmm.
necessarily uh the your decision.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah, makes sense.
maybe like you were saying, I got thinking about that because in Castles of Burgundy you have input randomness, right? You
Mhm,
roll
mhm,
and then you can only do actions according to what you got.
mhm.
So maybe you were affected, maybe you were hoping for a six and you go twos, but you gotta adapt a little bit.
But yeah, exactly, adapt. And then there is also strategy involved, because if you didn't roll what you were expecting,
Hmm.
then you can maybe spend a turn or even a die to buy more workers that
So
can give
that
you
next time you
the
can
next
get it for
time.
sure.
I mean, you'll say like, yeah, but I messed, or I missed one of my chances to accomplish or aimed what I wanted to do at the
Right.
beginning, blah blah blah. Yeah, but this is part of the game as well, and the game gives
Yes.
you a lot of options. Other options, not like, if you didn't throw exactly this number, your turn is waste. No, I
Which
mean, you still
is
have.
Champions of Midgard. Champions of
Oh!
Midgard is the opposite of that, where you send all your soldiers, your warriors to attack, and then you're ready. So you have taken all your actions, right? Your
Hmm.
all your input you put in there. You put your turn, and then you roll terribly, and you have your rerolls, and they did not work. You just roll the same thing, and now pretty much your action was just wasted.
Yeah. I
But
don't know. I don't remember, because I only have played with the expansions one. I don't know if with the expansion that part is changed a
yes.
little bit. I think, but I
Yeah,
mean,
when you play with the Valkyries or Valhalla expansion,
mm,
it's not that it becomes the losing your warriors. It's not that
rewarding.
it's
Yes,
rewarding,
rewarding.
right? You get
Hmm.
some compensation for failing,
Hmm.
uh, but in the
For
base game you get
stupidity.
nothing. You're like you failed. Good luck next round.
For your words to be so stupid. That's the word.
Yeah, but
uh,
yeah, usually
mhm.
it's yeah.
Yeah, that's a good example, actually. Yes, I hadn't thought about that one, but yeah, that's a really good example of what your action can be like a total waste if you
If the
you
random is
roll.
applied after.
Right.
Although
But
there
even though.
are many, many, many board games that use it like this, they make you take an action and then you roll
Hmm.
to see. And like you were talking about, most of them are, dungeon crawlers or um,
Right.
Ameritrash, or area control and fighting each other. Um,
Hmm.
yeah.
But I think the game mechanics and the games themselves, they're also have evolved or changed, and they
Hmm.
now, I mean, probably also the gamers' taste have changed, and they demanded different mechanics, different type of games. And when they found out that these new mechanics are really into the new tendencies, the new
Hmm.
trendings
Hmm.
into the community, there is when the new improvements or changes have been developed on for the board game. So, uh, like, yeah, how to mitigate even when you have randomness with dice or with the
Hmm. Hmm.
cards, the throwing some cards or things like that.
Yep.
There are something rewards or some ways to change the result of the outcome of your whatever. So I,
Yep.
I think also, I think back in the days, if you even nowadays, if you ask someone that doesn't know or is not into the board games,
Right. It's not a hardcore
it's not even not, it's
board
not a gamer.
gamer.
It's just a very very casual gamer that maybe they
Hmm.
just enjoy in a party playing an Uno game or
Hmm.
Monopoly, maybe with the family on Christmas night, whatever. They don't know anything about other games that have different mechanics, and they have still enjoy and for they're like, oh yeah,
Yep.
this has been fun. I mean, four of
Yes.
them. They're so I have some such I don't know. I feel bad for them, but that's what it is. I mean, there are some people still that
I mean,
and, you know.
not sure though, because they haven't discovered all these amazing games.
I know. That's
So
what I
they
feel
can
bad for
still
them.
feel, that excitement of discovering them. Whereas we are like, oh yes, this one looks like that one. This one is the
Uh-huh.
same. Oh, I've seen that
Yeah,
one. Says
I
man,
feel
it's
shit
okay,
myself.
whatever. We have to see like 100 games until we find one that's like, oh,
You
this is
know, right?
get that feeling. We're too addicted. We need a higher
Hmm.
dose of board game
Yeah, yeah.
to get
I
that
would like.
rush.
I would like to go back to those days where the
When
most
you didn't know
when I thought Risk was the best game
best thing.
ever. No, I really don't want to go back those days. Those were
No.
shitty days. And no, I think, but I agree with you that now that we have played and maybe discover more games,
Hmm.
our capacity or the capability of surprise or this surprise factor is very high right now. It's
We
not that something will come out, and I mean, even in the early
our
days of
dopamine
in the in
hits
the in the early days of our gaming days, let's put it that
right.
way. That's why maybe we purchased a lot of games, right? Because it was like
Everything is
everything was
amazing.
new. Everything is new. Give me
Everything is
more. Give me
new.
more.
Deck building, area control,
Yeah,
legacy,
what's this? Give me
campaign,
more. I love this. I love that. Give me
back
more.
building, roll and ride.
That's the reason. Yes. I
Yeah.
wish that this is true. Now for the first time in the whole episode, I'm talking with the truth. Um, I wish that someone could guide me when I was first entering this hobby
Mm,
and guide me through this process of not only buying games just because I like it the first time I saw it. But it's like play before buying. That's the phrase, right? It's like
yes.
playing before
Try it.
buying. Try
Try
it
it
before.
before buying.
Yeah, yeah. Try it before
I
buying.
mean, for board games will be played before buying for sure. And I mean,
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
the same.
excuse, right?
Hmm.
There is the digital version, which yes, maybe you don't get that tactile feeling because being able to touch the components is part of the experience. So maybe you're missing out on that, but at least you can test the mechanics, right? You can test if the mechanics is something that sounded amazing or it's not to you.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
not totally because the way I entered this world was basically by attending game nights. And the thing was, like, even when I played the games, every game I like it. I mean, every game that I played the first time though back in those days, I like it. I ended liking it.
Of course.
So I had to, and because the game nights were on a game store, it was like, okay,
Mm.
do you have this game available? I had to take it home, because I have to show them what I have just
Right.
played.
Right.
and that's why I have this stupid enormous collection in the wall, waiting for me to finally play it again. I mean, no
Nice.
regrets whatsoever, maybe some, but at the same time, I think part of this randomness, not only in the game itself, but also the randomness on choosing games now, you know, the way you choose at the beginning this game, and then if you didn't know anything, you choose another one, and then blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
It's wild. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I gotta say, before we move on,
Hmm.
I how do you prefer your randomness? Do you prefer
Cold.
to roll a dice, or do you prefer to draw from a deck of cards? And I ask this because, for example, when I mean draw from a deck of cards,
Hmm.
I mean it like Gloomhaven, where you're doing an attack four, and then you
Okay.
have a modifier deck that has cards that go from
Right, right.
-2,
Oh.
-1, zeros, ones, twos, and then you draw the top, and that is going to affect the outcome.
Hmm. Hmm.
You're doing an attack four, but it could be -2, it could be +2. It's like rolling a dice, but a bit more control because once that gets out, then the next draw will not be that option.
Hmm.
So, how do you prefer? Do you rather roll a dice that has like a -2, 1, 0, and +2, and just whatever it is, or do you prefer to have it a bit more control from drawing from a deck of cards?
Well, I mean, personally, I will say that I always like to have control, more control.
Okay,
I'm a control
on
person.
the outcome.
But if my friends listen to podcasts, maybe in the upcoming days, they will. I'm pretty sure they can say, or they will let me know. You're saying
You're lying.
just ugly lies, because
You don't
they
want to
are
set your
always
truth.
they always complain about my luck. They say that they don't want to play a dice game with me because I always throw like good. I mean, my
You know how
throws
to
are good.
you know how to roll
Yeah,
the dice. There is a
they
technique.
I don't know. I mean, I just throw the fucking dice, and it's like, okay, yeah, whatever. They always think like there was thing on whatever. They are always asking me, yeah, you have to buy the lottery and blah 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 because you are
Mm,
very lucky. Whatsoever, they will always complain about that. If you listen to
all
them,
right.
they always complain about that. But I mean, I enjoy those kind of games, but I rather prefer the ones when you have control. I mean, and not only with the cards, because when you this kind of games, when you draw, you can you can mention like deck building games when you draw
Mhm,
cards and you play
mhm.
some, and you know that some bad cards will
You're
no
trying to get
longer
rid
be
of
in
them.
the next one, or you
So
can get rid
you're
of them,
making your deck better.
you're improving, and then you reduce the or you have less chances to draw poorly.
Yes.
um, but that will take time. The other one is immediate. Is at the beginning, at the very time, at the very moment you are playing. There is no chances to improve. Oh, there is one game, although I know there is Dice Realm. I think it is when
There.
you actually build your dice
Yes,
phases.
it's forgot. I think it's Astral. Yeah,
Dice
it's a
Realm, right?
dice that you. It's like a
Hmm.
Lego dice that you can take
Right. Hmm.
the face off and put another face. An easier way to do a dice improvement game is just by uh, literally just upgrading your dice. Maybe you have a very bad dice at the beginning, but then now you switch that for a better dice. Almost like
Hmm.
in Champions of Midgard, where the white dice are the like okay soldiers, and then you
Right.
have
Right.
the
Right.
red and the black dice are better.
Hmm.
So some yeah, dice realms right there.
I think it's the one. Hmm.
I was asking this because you know the game Outsworn.
Outward, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The one with the
Okay.
big rat, the purple rat
Yep.
on the yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Hmm. I
That
heard.
game, it literally gives you the option to roll dice or use a
Hmm.
deck of cards.
Okay, good.
So it
That's
literally the game
interesting.
comes with both options. And when I was playing, I was
Nice.
conflicted because I was like, I don't know which one should I do. I was like you. I
No,
was like, okay,
nobody gave me the option before.
no one. I never had a choice. Um,
Mhm.
yes. So before,
Let's see if
uh,
I can find that part. Within. Oh, look at those
I
minis. They're fantastic. Uh huh.
I
Yeah.
Okay, so there are the dice, and you can improve them. So you have like white, yellow, and red dice. I think that the one that we're looking at is hit points. But at some point,
Okay.
we'll find the rolling dice, um,
Okay.
and maybe
Oh,
we'll get to see the modifier deck as well.
let
That's
me
a lot of
see.
boxes.
I'll see this. Yeah, let me see. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can find it.
Um.
Okay. Get going.
So,
Is
oh
this the
no,
one?
no, those are the hit points. But
Okay. There are a lot.
that looks.
Why they
I mean,
think?
the game is big on miniatures, so I'm not surprised that most of the pictures are the
Yeah.
miniatures.
Anyway,
But
well, yeah.
then I was like, okay, I know myself. I love how the modifier deck is applied in Gloomhaven because you can
Mm-hmm.
improve it, and if
Uh,
you drew the -2, that's it. You won't do it again until you have to reset the deck. So at least you have the comfort to know
mm-hmm.
that next time it'll be better. But if you roll a -2, there is no comfort or or guarantee that the next time you won't roll a -2. But
Okay.
there is an
Mm-hmm.
excitement in rolling
Okay.
dice because
Right.
you don't
Right.
know. It's a gamble. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you could have that -2, yes, but you could also get two plus
Yeah.
two in a
Plus
row.
two.
Like
Right.
it's so I ended up surprise to me. I ended up rolling dice, but
Okay.
then I was very
Wow.
frustrated
Wow.
because I was rolling very bad, and I was like, I wish I had my deck, but
So you choose the way of the pain.
I chose the way of the YOLO.
The the
Yes,
YOLO.
you
Good.
only
Yeah.
roll once. Okay, but
The euro. You only roll
yeah,
once.
that was actually the game that got me thinking about today's topic because that game gave you a choice to either
Mm.
do use a deck or roll the
Hmm.
dice.
Even when we have talked about that, there are those are not the only one, the only ways of randomness.
Right.
There are a lot
Yep.
of more. And yeah, now that you call it like regressions, yeah, this game also uses that and this other and blah
Mhm.
blah blah blah. There's always that. One of the games that I've been enjoying, now that we're talking about dice,
Mhm.
I think my favorite dice game is Dice Throne, for instance.
Okay.
So Dice Throne, the name says you use
Yep.
dice,
Yep.
and the dice you are not the only one who throw the dice. There is always a player who's throwing the dice every
Mhm.
round,
Mhm.
but then the decisions to put the dice in your board and then activate the powers or these kind of decisions. I mean, as you said, this excitement of seeing what will be the next dice throw and the available outcome, whatever it is, and blah blah, the usual. I
Mhm.
think it's excited, and at some point, I think you even forget about the randomness itself. You
Yes.
only think like, oh shit, it was so really bad. I was waiting for or maybe you are like, yeah, throw a six, throw a six, throw a six, one, fuck off, things like that. They're
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
excited. He's very excited
It
of
is
doing
very
that,
exciting.
So I think for purposes of having fun and excitement, I prefer dice. But
Mhm.
for more calculated or trying to be more thoughtful on decisions,
Right.
including the randomness, I mean, there is no other
Deck.
option if you have the deck involved.
Yes. Yes. I agree. I fully agree. I think that's I.
Finally,
We agreed. We did it.
finally,
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining
it
us
only,
today. It will
it
never
only
happen again.
took
Uh,
it only took us 26 episodes to finally
20
be to agree. And yeah, I know it's crazy, man. But then
crazy.
I really enjoyed talking about this topic because you really don't. I mean, it was my case. Maybe once again we'll be agree on that. But I think this topic gives you the chances of exploring a lot of games that maybe at the beginning were like, wait a minute. Now that you mentioned, there is this game also has this mechanic. There's a lot of randomness. There is a lot of blah blah blah. There are a lot of games that we have played and enjoyed with this randomness factor involved in higher or lower quantities, but still you have played and enjoyed. And
Yeah,
that, I
yeah,
think
and I
that's
agree with
important.
you. Something that you said at the beginning, where you said that most games do have randomness. They have 5% or 50%, or the whole game is random. But all modern games have some small or big amount of randomness, and I think it's necessary to
Hmm.
refresh the experience, because if it was always exactly the same, after two games you'll be like, okay, I saw everything there. I already know what to do on turn one, two, three. Like, I don't need to adapt.
Exactly,
It's
exactly.
next game. You're
That,
not. You get bored, I guess.
and we have talked about that a lot of times before, that we really appreciate games that have like different setups,
Right.
from the very beginning. I
Very
mean, that
well set up.
that
Yeah.
exactly, like there is not only one setup every single game that gives you the chance, the replayability, that's what we call, right?
Replayability. Yep.
So the replayability is randomness, because
It
this is
is.
the way we enjoy playing different games within the same game.
Mhm. Yep.
Different matches, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Eh, that's
It's
good.
good. That's good.
La la la.
Very good. Very
Well,
very meaty.
we
Very
finished
meaty.
the carnita. We finished the carnita today, and I feel a little bit more alive. Like, yeah, exactly. This is what I needed.
It was a good
Some
main dish.
controversy and agreements.
Exactly. Good
we,
feelings,
we,
butterflies in the
we
stomach.
should change. We should change the title of this episode. Some what did I say? Contradiction?
Carnitas.
Nah, contradiction. Whatever. Nah,
Disagree. Agree to
forget.
disagree. Disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Disagreements and agreements, or yes, subscribe. Uh,
Controversies, and agreements. That will be the new
Controversies
title.
and agreements. There you go.
Controversies.
Very well, very well. Well, since talking about controversies, let's go to the chismecito part of it, which Adri's not here, so don't have
Um,
big expectations. We're not Adri. We're not that good.
Sorry. Yeah,
We don't.
we
We're
are not
terrible
saying
at,
we are
at our research.
we are not saying you are the, what is the translation, the not offensive
Gossip.
translation for the. We're not saying you are a gossip person. Maybe a little bit,
No, we're saying that
but
you're very good at doing research. You're very
a
good at
research.
looking
How
information.
polite? How polite do you sound?
Of
Wow.
course. Well, let me tell you, I took a
Mhm.
quick dive into Board Game Geek, or
Okay.
trusty
On the
website for
encyclopedia.
everything board game related. And
Hmm.
when I was looking at the hotness list, I found this game that's
Hmm.
called Black Forest at the very top of the list.
Black Forest.
Black
I
Forest, a
see.
game by
Hmm.
the legendary Uwe
What?
Rosenberg.
Another Uwe.
Another one.
Another Uwe. Look at this
Um,
simple, clean cover.
yeah, looks like an encyclopedia. Um, for
Speaking
a
of
moment, I thought it was Forest Shuffle.
no,
Apparently,
no.
Forest is the new
Is the
theme.
new is the new birds. Is the new birds.
It's the new Forest is the new zombies.
Mhm.
Forest is the new yeah, it's what's cool
So I
this year.
think I think at some point, I mean, there are only few pictures of the game right now
Yes.
available, but I
Yep.
think these are the workers that you have to feed every round at the end of every round, because
Mm,
this is a
of
new wave of
course, you have
game.
to feed your
You have to
people.
feed you have to feed them.
Yes,
You have to feed them, otherwise you will lose a lot of points as a penalty because
that's
you are
correct.
starving them. Yeah.
Yep.
And look
Yeah.
at this. Yeah, of course you are.
Oh,
What's
what
this?
is this? These shoes.
Oh my
Very
God.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
Nice
these
shoes.
are, yeah, look at this.
You
These
have
are the
piggies.
cows and
I
the
mean,
piggies.
that's amazing. You know what? Those are the same piggies and cows that you use in Agricola
In
and
Agricola,
Caverna
yes.
and a,
Yes.
a Feast for Odin and all of his games.
Mhm. Ah.
I think he just has like a pig meeple making machine at his house, and he just like, oh man, I bought this
Yeah.
machine. I need to make games with that utilize pigs on them or sheeps. But
I think Mr. Rosenberg has this. First, I always have the theme of the games. Now I have to change the mechanic, but the theme will be the same. Animals
yes,
somehow.
farming.
Farming,
I mean,
right?
I like his game, so
Produce.
this game definitely catches my attention.
Mm, yeah, let's see. I mean, just by
I don't know
by
how he's able to
the
make so
designer.
many games. I mean, he is co-designing this one, but still, like, So
And
many games.
now I would like to say that um I first mentioned how clean the cover of this game looked like.
Hmm.
Now I feel a little bit disappointed because I thought it would be more sober game at the inside.
More
Like,
Zen.
yeah, I don't know. It was just like trees, like relaxing stuff. Maybe I don't know. It
Mm.
gave me a different feeling. By the
You
time I saw the first picture of the game, then I see all these and like, okay,
all
that.
these symbols and texts.
And you know what? I was about to complain, saying, "Where is the Uwe part of this game?" I mean, I cannot see it. I cannot detect Uwe here until I saw this and I saw the
Oh yeah, it's
animal
everywhere.
tokens. Animal tokens there. Oh,
The
it's
animal
there.
tokens.
There it is. There it is.
That will do it.
hmm Yeah, yeah. We'll keep an eye on this one and see
Hmm.
what are new and see what are the next news that are released for this
Correct.
one. So,
That's
in the
correct.
meantime, the chismecito that I would like to share with you is that I'm now getting upset. I think my trending issue, yeah, it's a trending issue. My
Mm.
trending issue for this year in
Hmm.
board games, in board gaming,
Campaign
is
legacy games,
no, it's
miniature games.
it's about games that are always out of stock, that there are no
Oh,
units
that's
available.
a perfect. That's a really good trending problem to have. You save money.
Harmonies.
Harmonies. Uh, this is the
Uh,
one that people say
uh,
is replacing Cascadia.
and it will
It is
definitely.
looks very pretty.
Look at the
It
design,
looks
look at
so
clean. So
delicious.
it's pretty much the same thing. No, it's not the same
I'm
thing,
not
but
sure. I
yeah.
actually don't know how it's played, but that's
And you
what
know, and you know,
I
you
saw.
I, ju- I just briefly had a look inside the details, gameplay. I
Hmm.
think that there
Hmm.
were a
Hmm.
couple of lucky bastards that already had a copy of this game and shared their thoughts on social media.
They did.
Um, and then, from what they're saying is, they gave me the sensation that we're, yes, having some Cascadia involved, but also, I don't know if you have played, what's this game from Panda? Fuck, I always forgot about this one. The one with dice, talking about dice.
Uh,
Fuck, uh,
I forgot.
fuck, oh my god, I was about to say that when you have to
Box
release some.
experiment. No,
No, no, well, that has dice, but no, it's
it
not
does.
that one.
I know. I
No,
think I know which one. The one with the forest, and you're putting like different color of dice to be
right, and you can
matching
you
the
can board,
elements.
and yeah, exactly, that's the one. Oh
I don't
my
remember
god.
the name.
I hope Adri was here because she always know
She
what
would
the name
know.
of this is.
If
Yeah,
I
well,
was here,
that
she
game,
would know. Anyway,
because
I think I know which one.
once you complete
But this one
the
that has no dice, though.
no, no, not dice, but it has animals and
Very nice,
resources.
very nice.
And look at these clean,
You know,
aesthetic
have you played
design.
Riff by
I
it's
have
like
seen
an
a lot.
abstract.
This is the Azul kind of game, right? It's an abstract
Yes,
game,
yes, like an
right?
abstract
Mm-hmm.
game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Mm-hmm.
you also put like you have a grid and you put different coral pieces on top of each
Right.
other to
Mm-hmm.
make
Mm-hmm.
patterns. And this
Right.
reminded me of that because you're putting things on top. But I think you're putting the same token on top. I
The
don't
same
think you're
token.
mixing matching.
Mm-hmm.
Intriguing for sure. Intriguing and very beautiful.
Yeah, look at this. And I was looking to see if there is any copies available. And they
And
give me the middle finger wherever
the
I
middle
ask
finger,
for. Yes,
they
in
give you a
my
discount
maybe there was only one place that has some pre-order for the next
for
wave, I
next year.
think. Yes, I don't know. I say, yeah, fuck off. I want it now. Otherwise, I don't want anything. So maybe I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, like I said,
Sadness.
this is my trending issue for this year.
Too
Just get up,
slow.
get obsessed. No, I mean maybe now you're calling me
Too slow.
slow, which
You need to
probably
be
I
ready.
am.
As soon
But
as you see it on Burger Kick, you email the designer and be like, send me a
no,
copy.
I'll
How
say
much?
that
Send a copy.
my excuse is that I still have a lot of games that I need to take out from the shelf to review, to comment, to do
Yes.
whatever. And I don't want to get more. The only one that I was able to get a copy because I also got obsessed, and it's been the only one so far that I got the chance to get a copy without
Hmm.
before it went out of stock, was the Veil of Eternity,
The
and
Veil
that's the
of
only one, and
Eternity.
that has been the last and the only, probably the only one of the few games that I have purchased this game so far, and it's because I really love the game. As
Yes,
of
excellent.
today, I hope I keep it loving for a while until they announce
Until
an
expansion.
expansions, because I need that expansion. You hear me? I need that expansion. But
Yes,
yeah, I don't
please.
know.
Send it.
That will be for me. That will be my chismecito. I just wanted to share with you my obsession, my
Excellent.
current issues,
Good.
and
You
if
know,
you
maybe
if
next
you
time you'll have another game of your games that are out of stock.
yeah, probably, and it will increase my depression. I will go to the next store and buy a copy of
Frosthaven.
Catan. Then when I do that is when I'm done. I'm just like, man, this guy is
He's
hopeless.
done.
He's hopeless.
I heard that if you want to restart your board game experience, you have to buy,
No, no,
and then everything will become amazing again.
I rather prefer to die at this point.
Oh, see?
Anyway.
All right. We're gonna end it right there. What a perfect ending to today's episode.
Ooh, never, never. You will never have a penny from me, Katan.
Very nice.
Anyway, so it's been a great time, and it's
Mhm.
been also one of the fewest episodes that we ended almost in time, or our
We almost did it.
well, that was did it. It's been the closest, I guess. We have to go back and review. I don't want to talk more because if we continue
You're
talking, we
pushing
will
it.
spend we will
You're
finish
pushing
a
it.
bit more. Yeah,
Very
but
nice.
this is
Well,
what we are. This is what we were aiming all the time. Just 1 hour
it almost took
sharp.
us 26 times to get it right. We're
But
see,
you,
we're improving. We're getting there.
so yeah, so appreciate our time, because
Yes, we
it's so
appreciate your
valuable.
time to our beautiful people that are listening at home.
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty
we think
much.
about you. We think
And
about you.
I know I've been saying this for a long time now, but we are going to move to the other streaming services. So you can only
OnlyFans.
listen, yeah, only fans too, including that one too. The
Okay,
only
excellent,
streaming
excellent.
services. The
Very
all
good.
the onlys.
Yeah, the goal is to be able to extract the audio from this live podcast and put it
Hmm.
in the podcast
Yeah,
platforms.
viable. Yep.
For sure. For the people that cannot have a video going when they want to listen to us,
Uh,
I gotta say it is nice. I do have been able to listen to podcasts on Spotify or
right,
uh,
right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
any
you will have
platform.
us everywhere, everywhere. I know.
It is
It's
nice.
painful. Not even me. I don't even pay or attention to these YouTube ads, so I know it's painful.
Yeah.
So I'd rather prefer it if you have some streaming services in audio. Anyway,
Okay.
let's just finish the episode.
All
Otherwise,
right,
we'll.
beautiful people. Thank you for joining us today. Stay hydrated. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We're gonna be here next week, so don't miss it out. Put it in
Hopefully,
your calendar.
yes.
We'll be here either next Monday or the following Monday, but we're gonna be here on
One
Mondays.
Monday, one Monday. So
Exactly.
yeah. So
Uh,
better you
get
keep
out
track
there
of it.
or stay in your house and play some games. And if you can, play on Board Game Arena. And we'll be seeing you on the next episode.
Don't forget to blink, blink, blink.
Don't forget to blink. Keep your
Okay.
eyes hydrated. Bye.
Bye.